Do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, through factional motives or strife, but with an attitude of humility, being neither arrogant nor self-righteous. Regard others as more important than yourselves. Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others. Have this same attitude in yourselves which was in Christ Jesus. Look to him as your example in selfless humility. Sometimes this kind of unhealthy rivalry begins from a conversation, like the one the disciples of Jesus had in Luke 9 verses 46 to 48 Amplified Bible. An argument started among them as to which of them might be the greatest, surpassing the others in esteem and authority. But Jesus, knowing what they were thinking in their heart, took a child and had him stand beside him, and he told them, "Whoever welcomes this child in my name welcomes me, and whoever welcomes me also welcomes him who sent me. For the one who is least among all of you, that is the one who is genuinely humble, the one with a realistic self-view, he is the one who is truly great." Jesus needed to intervene with divine wisdom, or else it may have degenerated into an unhealthy rivalry amongst them. We saw almost the same scenario in the days of Paul, in 1 Corinthians 3, verses 3 to 14 Amplified Bible. You are still worldly, controlled by ordinary impulses, the sinful capacity. For as long as there is jealousy and strife and discord among you, are you not unspiritual, and are you not walking like ordinary men, unchanged by faith? For when one of you says, "I am a disciple of Paul," and another, "I am a disciple of Apollos," are you not proving yourselves unchanged, just ordinary people? What then is Apollos, and what is Paul? Just servants through whom you believed in Christ. Even as the Lord appointed to each his task, I planted, Apollos watered, but God all the while was causing the growth. So neither is the one who plants nor the one who waters anything, but only God who causes growth. He who plants and he who waters are one in importance and esteem, working toward the same purpose. But each will receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are God's fellow workers, his servants, working together. You are God's cultivated field, his garden, his vineyard, God's building, according to the remarkable grace of God which was given to me to prepare for my task. Like a skillful master builder, I laid a foundation, and now another is building on it. But each one must be careful how he builds on it, for no one can lay a foundation other than the one which is already laid, which is Jesus Christ. But if anyone builds on the foundation with gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, straw, each one's work will be clearly shown for what it is, for the day of judgment will disclose it, because it is to be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality and character and worth of each person's work. If any person's work which he has built on this foundation, that is, any outcome of his effort, remains and survives this test, he will receive a reward. Paul made them understand that there was no need to compete. As long as it is God's work, we are all working towards the same goal. Seeing a car, clothes, opportunities, or any other precious thing with others, yet wishing they were sidelined or hurt so that you can take their place, is wrong and even downright wicked. We should only do things because it is the right time to do them, and not because other people are doing them. You cannot afford to live your life in rivalry with others, which is simply a waste of a good life. Parents are often the ones most caught up in this web of unhealthy rivalry, because some try to do what others do for their children and their well-being. Some may create unhealthy rivalry amongst their children through their conduct. Jacob was guilty of this, and his conduct stirred up hatred in the minds of Joseph's older siblings. Genesis 37 verses 3 to 28 Amplified Bible tells us this story. Now Israel, Jacob, loved Joseph more than all his children, because he was the son of his old age, and he made him a distinctive multicolored tunic. His brothers saw that their father loved Joseph more than all of his brothers, so they hated him and could not find it within themselves to speak to him on friendly terms. Now Joseph dreamed a dream, and he told it to his brothers, and they hated him even more. He said to them, "Please listen to the details of this dream which I have dreamed. We brothers were binding sheaves of grain stalks in the field, and lo, my sheaf suddenly got up and stood upright, and remained standing. And behold, your sheaves stood all around my sheaf, and bowed down in respect." His brother said to him, "Are you actually going to reign over us? Are you really going to rule and govern us as your subjects?" So they hated him even more for telling them about his dream, for his arrogant words. What started as simple sibling rivalry degenerated into kidnapping and thoughts of murder without batting an eyelid. Thankfully, God created a way of escape for Joseph, or it could have ended badly. How can we avoid comparisons in our daily walk? By loving others, we can avoid comparison in our everyday walk with the Lord. Paul ends 1 Corinthians 12 with this statement, "But now let me show you a way of life that is best for all,